So, who we got in the building right now? We got our first guest with us.
What's up?
What's up?
Bryce Cleveland.
What's going on?
What up, sir? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, I am blessed. Awesome. We are blessed to have you here.
Cool.
Representing Scalp Aesthetics.
So we gotta let the listeners know this dude is hip hop. Keep it real. He's one of us. He's one of us. This ain't no corporate dude. This is what
he's
he
not
does.
the average CEO.
Nah, he's not the average CEO. Pull up on sixes. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is one of us, and this is hip hop. So
that Rolls Royce life.
Whoa, double R.
We ain't never had a Rolls Royce in front of the trap. I'll tell you that.
Yo, okay, so CEO and founder of Scalp Aesthetics, correct?
Yeah.
And Scalp Aesthetics is, to those who don't know.
So what we do is men that are going bald and women, what we do is we basically tattoo their heads. And I know it sounds crazy, but I formulated an ink, a machine, a process to give men their confidence back by literally replicating follicles and tattooing it on your head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot to take in. I know.
Okay, now listen. That for one is incredible. That's a complete game changer.
Game changer.
Innovative as hell.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where to begin with that.
So the thing is,
it's incredible.
Yeah. See, hair restoration industry is just faulty. I mean, you take a pill, it's got sexual side effects. It doesn't work. You get a hair transplant, you're left with scars. You use spray on your head, it ends up dripping off. I mean, there's nothing that really, really works. This is the only thing that, if done right, works. And we've really cultivated the industry as far as this goes. I mean, we've got 150 locations globally. I mean, we're in Dubai, Jordan, Russia. We got 55 locations in the state, or in the country. We have 4 locations in AZ alone. So it's really blown up, but it's really given people, men and women who are thinning. What we do is men that are going thin, we'll fill it in, it'll make it look thicker. So it's just a lot of fun. It's awesome watching people. It's life changing.
I've never seen. I've seen other things, like you said. There's been the sprays and the transplant and stuff like that. And it seems like there's never really been a solid, successful, that people went to in the industry. Now, it's a tattoo. It's like getting your head tattooed, right?
So it's a little
the
bit
needle
different.
has to be so small that it literally tattooing a tiny dot that looks like a hair follicle.
Exactly. So we make the needle. The process is different. It's not as deep as a tattoo, so it doesn't hurt as much.
Okay.
It lasts about 5 to 7 years, and it fades out. And the thing is that if you use regular tattoo ink, it'll turn blue and green, and that's the biggest reason why every tattoo artist out there isn't doing it. It's a specialized ink that we've created, and literally I created this out of my basement and my kitchen, just trying to figure out how to create an ink that wouldn't turn colors. I mean, all my legs are tatted up in dots. I got dots on my hands, my friends. I did everything I could do to figure this out, and I did this off of just selfish reasons. I was balding, and it was killing me. I mean, I couldn't follow my destiny in life because I was always wearing hats. I couldn't go to certain events. I couldn't do certain things. When someone tipped off my hat, it was war. I mean, you tip off my hat, we're fighting. It was fighting words.
What age were you starting to bald?
I started balding when I was 19.
19. So
it was tough.
That could do a lot.
And my hair was like my everything. I had the faux hawks of this, to that. So I started using sprays. I mean, I'd have Scotch tape I put in the front of my head. I'd spray over it so it made the perfect line. I mean, I was the pro. But I had tattoos, and I'm like, man, there's got to be a way. And I know everyone's thought of it that went through what it's got to be like tattoo my head. And I just took it. I took it and just ran with it. And everyone told me you can't do it. And we did it.
Seems to be the thing around here. They tell us all we can't do it.
Exactly.
And I gotta fess up and be a testament to. I remember when I was like, yo, I'm gonna tap my head because I met you at the Body Art Expo.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm gonna tattoo my dome, and you were like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you can't quite grasp or understand until you've either experienced it or seen it in person.
Yep.
And now, like the first time I came in, people were rubbing my head.
I didn't believe it.
Arguing with me.
I literally sat there and stared at his head for, a good 10, 15 minutes, and I didn't believe him.
Yep.
And now I got perfect edges for life, son. What?
I mean, it's incredible. You know, you see stuff like this on TV. You know, you see it on YouTube and whatnot.
You question it because you're jaded, because everything has been so fugazi up to this point that it's like, man, this can't be real. And then you get it done and you're like, oh my God, this is real. This is for life. Like, I don't gotta fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So did you start out because I know you got tattoos on your arms and everything. Were you into tattoos first?
You know, I was into.
Were you a tattoo artist yourself?
No, I wasn't. I was just a real desperate kid, insecure about my balding head, and just wanted to find the solution. And, you know, I saw. You know, I went to hair transplant doctors in different places, and the scars that left and things that left, I just saw that man, there had to be a lot of people suffering what I was suffering from. Even beyond that, you know, half of our clients are men that have had hair transplants, and that's a big red flag. I mean, how could half of my clients be guys that already spent $40,000 on hair? I mean, they're still out there suffering with scar damage, and they still haven't gotten the hair. I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, they've brought me a lot of business, but it's hard because, you know, I work with a lot of hair transplant doctors because they create business for me. But at the same time, it's like I'm in between this rut where it's like I want to say, don't go to a hair transplant, and at the same time, partner with hair transplant. So I'm in this little area where I got to play nice guy, you know?
Right. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What? How long did this take for you to really formulate? Because I know that you said you were. What took longer? The idea, the process, or the ink?
The way he popped.
Well, so what happened was I started off in upstate New York, Rochester, New York. It's my hometown, and opened up a location. Spent a bunch of money on advertisement. Thought it would be like a hit. My wife actually did my head. She did my head, and it was like, baby, you better get this, because if this looks bad, this is not going to work, you know? And I taught her
so
to do it.
So you were the guinea pig?
I was the guinea pig myself, yeah. And I had some other guinea pigs, some friends of mine that we did, but like, you know, I mean, I was going to be the face of the, you know, of the action here. And so we did my head, and I thought it would be something huge, and it wasn't. It was a flop. And you got no business, because, you know, you tell someone you're going to tattoo their head years ago, and it's look like hair, they're going to tell you to get lost. I mean, it's not an easy sell. And so what I did was I decided, you know what? I'm just going to give and give and give and give. So what I did was on the internet, I found kids who had cancer from all over the country, young guys between the ages 16 and 21. I would fly them in. I had a buddy that owned a restaurant, another buddy that worked at a hotel, another buddy that had a limo service. We'd pick them up in a limo. I'd put them up for free. I'd feed them, and I'd do their heads, and I'd get it on camera, and I'd keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And finally, the media started seeing what we were doing all over the country, and it started growing. So then I opened up in New York City. I kept on opening up across the East Coast. And I'm like, you know what? There's got to be a better way I can organically grow this company. And that's what we created, an affiliate partnership and licensing, where what we've done is people that have suffered with this, they've opened up their own locations, and that's how we've really, really grown. You see, the difference between our company and a lot of other companies is that our locations are self-ran, right? It's not someone just punching the clock. Somebody who has come a part of my business, who was offering this, had this suffering in their life somehow.
Yeah,
right?
So they're passionate about it.
They're passionate about it. So we call it the Scalp of Life. It's someone who's lost and now is found, and is showing up in life differently.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have quite the testimonials to go along with that too.
Yeah.
So if you listen to what he's saying, they popped off by giving back.
Yeah.
No marketing, no advertising dollars could have bought that. They found people that needed the service, and they gave it to them as a, as a gift.
Yeah.
And come on, forget about it.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Okay, so as far as the process though, how long does the process take?
So it's a 3-step process. You got typically it's day 1, day 7, day 14. The first day you're pretty much done, but it'll soften up. So then you come back the 7th day, we go through it again. And then you're look good again. So the first day when you walk out the door, you're like fresh. It looks great. It's instant gratification, but it'll soften up. It's a process of layering. See, we don't like doing it all in one session. If anyone tells you to do it in one session, they're lying, or they're trying to get you for your money. It's a 3-step process where you can layer it and make it look realistic. That's why it creates that 3D effect of layering it. and doing it right. So it's day 1, day 7, day 14. The first session takes about 4 hours. The second session about 3. Third session I'd say about 2, 1.5, 2, and you're done.
Yeah. So you recommend 3 sessions?
3 sessions. Yep.
And is this something that just it lasts forever?
So it lasts 5 to 7 years, and then so we call it different hairlines for different hair times. So you can get it retouched up and get a different hairline or whatever you want. But yeah, we don't go as deep as a tattoo does. So it's not permanent. It actually stays for it will fade away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By that time, get a touch up. Why
get
not?
a touch up. Exactly.
I mean, even with the tattoo on your arm, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we do kids that are guys that are 19 years old, 21 years old, and we did a guy in Denver, Colorado last week that was 80 years old. 80 years old, and he just wanted his swag back. I mean, he's just old guy just saying, hey, I just feel, I mean, crazy, 80 years old, but he had it in him, he was, and I true story, his wife died, and he was real sad about it, and he was, feeling comfortable about his head, and he wanted to get back out into the dating world, no kidding, and got his head done. It looks amazing.
He looks like he's 35.
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about no dye dripping. When you sweat.
I mean, keep it real, man. It's like it's a game changer.
Yeah, no, it really is. I've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's a cool product.
And you could even you could do it to where you can have it fade up and.
Yeah, we do fashion scars for guys, so they got that slit in the thing. He wasn't gonna do it. He didn't really know about it, so he didn't do it. But you were in there when we had that one guy done.
When
right?
I saw him do it, I was like, "Yo, you got a part?"
Yeah.
I would have done a part. I would have done a part, right?
That's ill.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it existed until I'd already had it done, and I was like, "No way!" Yeah. But it's whatever, Do you
have to have a certain kind of hair pigment, to for it to match, or how does that process? Because I know that everybody has different types of skin and pigment.
Yeah. So no, I mean we do Chinese guys, black guys. The only thing is that we don't cover is people. We do redheads. They have bleach blonde hair. That's we can't really. But you see the guys with bleach blonde hair, they typically don't go as bald because they're so light. It's not really a big deal. Yeah. But dirty blonde, light hair, we got them covered, and it's cool because the ink that we use, it's soft coal, which is SC, AL, which is average level, and PA, which is pronounced ash. That spells Scalpa. So we're basically putting inks of Scalpa on you, and when you're done, we call you a Scalpa. You're a Scalpa now, and that's the culture that we've really created with people. It's once they're, it's funny too. Another thing that's really interesting is that, I talk to guys and, they'll be going through so many struggles with balding and, listen, it's such an innovative product for them to show up at our front door for getting a hair tattoo. It's so new, they've really got to be going through some struggles, right? I mean, to really give this a shot, right. I mean, it's something that I can really relate to them. But once they get it done, it's almost like they forget how they felt with no hair. I mean, how did you feel? Isn't that crazy though? Don't you? Isn't it an automatic, all of a sudden you're it's gone, right?
It wasn't that I was necessarily struggling because I've never been. I've been bicking my head for 20 years. Since high school, I just fuck it, run it. But it softened my persona. It's not as aggressive. I'm not as American History X without a hat on. Now I'm a professional.
Yeah.
And then It really does. It changes your persona and your energy in society.
It's literally like a one blade.
Yeah.
It's like a buzz cut with perfect edges. And I would go to a barber to get perfect edges when I had the full hairline. That's why I went to a barber, was to get edge up my beard, edge up my edges, and now I just edge it myself, and it's perfect.
For our artists, and people that come on board, in life, you don't usually get, to do something that you love. It's just the reality. You're working a job, you're doing what you're doing, and for someone to become a part of this, you get to impact someone's life so differently, and it's such a cool thing to be able to, and reap those benefits of being able to have a skill. Once you learn this, it's something that you'll never ever not know, it's something that you can always carry. It's always something that you can always have as a back, listen, if everything went to SHIT at the end of all this, right? And with my business, I know I can go to a corner, put a sign in the front saying hair tattoo and start changing people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a trade now, you know? So it's a really cool endeavor, you know? It's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Scalp Aesthetics in the building. We got Mr. Bryce Cleveland, founder and CEO of the company.
To our listeners out there, should we give away one? You want to give away one?
Let's do it.
So who's out there?
Who's going? Do you have to be a certain percentage of hair loss? Or what's the perfect?
Somebody who's got the horseshoe. You know, you're a guy that's just where, you know, you get, you know, self-conscious about, you know, people looking at the back of your head. You're the guy that shaves your head all the time because you wanted that horseshoe to go away.
Yeah. We
will literally make you look 10, 15 years younger overnight.
Yo, I got a question.
Yeah.
Someone who's been documented quite a bit, kept up on in mainstream media, LeBron James.
Yep.
Who's had I don't know, he's everyone's talked about it. He's had a hairline one day, and then the next day it's back there, and then you know, on Sunday, you know, playing against the Celtics, he got a perfect hairline. I mean, what's going on with that?
I know. I see it, and he's actually got a hair transplant because he's got a scar now, so he did that. And it didn't take, just like usual. I mean, he'll have to get more and more and more, and he's not a good candidate for it. You know, a hair transplant's for someone who has more hair and they don't really need a hair transplant, get it. So if someone has the type of balding he has, it just won't work. So, I mean, he definitely needs to hit us up.
He needs to give Scalp Aesthetics a call.
Yeah, I mean, he looks. It would look perfect on him.
I know.
He's not ready though. He's trying to hold on to that. To that youth.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he just doesn't know. We'll try to get a hold of him. Maybe he'll be one of your clients in the future.